Hey guys, this is Dinosaur, and today I'm gonna show you guys how to draw Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong. I've done how to draw Godzilla, I've done how to draw Mecha Godzilla, I've done how to draw Rodan, Ghidorah, and now it's time to draw Kong. So I had a lot of trouble actually figuring out how to draw Kong, to be honest. I'll just quickly get my laptop a little bit closer in so that I can see my reference photo a little better, because I want to have a good reference. Alright, so what we are going to start with is we're going to draw his head first. So we want to draw a circle. We want to have a line in the middle. So this is going to be the eye ridge kind of thing. Then we want to draw two eyes, or something that represents eyes for a little bit. We want to draw two curved lines right there, so this is going to be his nose. And then we want to start drawing his actual mouth. He doesn't look very happy in the reference that I'm using, so we want to do the same thing like that. We have a cheekbone sticking out right here. Then we have his eyebrow, his eye ridge sort of goes like this, sticking out quite a bit over here. And I'm sorry if you cannot see it very clearly what I'm drawing right now, but that's basically because I'm still at the sketching phase at the moment. Alright, starting to look a lot like Kong. So now we want to have his skull, the shape of his head drawn in like this. And then his ear would be somewhere about over here. You can just draw something like that. We want to have his bottom jaw that goes, well, let's say it goes a little bit like this. That's going to be his bottom jaw, and his cheekbone over here will be about over here. So we need to make sure we put it in to give us that little bit of reference. Alright, so he has a lot of fur going everywhere, literally, and his head is actually a little bit pointier than what I did right here, a little bit more like that. So it looks like he kind of has a beard over here, so I'm just gonna draw his mouth shape right here, where his fur is gonna start and where it's gonna stop and continue and everything. So we can see part of the other side of his jaw right here. So this is this area, and we can see that right there. So what we want to do now is we want to start to add a little bit of a very pronounced kind of a beard, because in this movie Kong has a lot more fur. It's a lot thicker in fur than in this Skull Island movie. He even has some fur coming out from over here. So we need to pay attention to that very well. I don't want to overdo it instantly. I do want to have it a little bit more like, give it this look that this is just hair and fur and everything. Alright. And by the way, this fur goes all the way up to about over there. Okay. I'm pretty sure you guys can see that very well. Yeah, you can. So now we want to start drawing a shape like, well, let's say his neck would be over here. That's his neck right there. But then he has the upper part of his body goes down like this, and we want to draw something like this so that we can keep track of where everything is located. So over here we want to draw a very big circle like this, and then we want to have kind of a stick figure of where his arm is going to go. Well, that's it, one of his arms, and then he would have a fist right here. His leg would go down. Not sure if you can still see that. Well, it's going off camera a little bit, so I'm gonna put the camera a little higher so that you can see it a little bit better, maybe. Let's see if this is better. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is better. Okay. Still moving, sorry. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I had to move my camera a little bit differently because this drawing is going to be a little bit bigger than what I expected it to become. But yeah. Alright, so we want to start with putting some muscle. Well, let's first just draw everything out. So his other shoulder would be right over there. So it's a little bit in between, like this part goes a little bit over it, and we see the shoulder protruding right there, and his arm goes back like this, and then it comes back like that. His spine would be going like this, and then we have a sort of a hip area over here, and then his legs would come from out over there, something like that. Alright, so I've got a reference for muscles and everything. So what we want to do is we want to draw a very big shoulder muscle right here. His arm is sort of facing us from the side, so we need to pay attention to that factor. He has a muscle right here, and then his elbow would be right there. And then let's see, then there's a muscle right here, which is pretty big, so make sure that you get it in right. It doesn't have to be, well, I mean, like, it doesn't have to be exactly right, but don't make his arms look skinny. You don't have to be shy with putting muscles on him, because I mean, he's a gorilla, so yeah. Alright, so for his lower arm, looks like he has one huge muscle right there, and then one very big one over there, and it looks like he has a closed fist. So what I'm gonna draw, I'm basically just gonna draw something like this, and then do his thumb, like right over there. And I accidentally, alright, I'll have to erase some areas, because I might have made it a little bit too exaggerated. I mean, like too exaggeratedly long, his arm. Alright, but let's just, this is about accurate. Let's just focus on his chest first. So his chest, you want to draw a line that goes from over here. So this would be middle, and then we want to draw a very big chest muscle right there. And another one right there. And they look very small, but they are pretty big in well, in comparison with everything else. And his stomach is right here. You want to draw another center line right there. You want to start putting in his pecs. You want to draw something like this over here as well. And it would be this would be the part of his body which will not be completely furred. Alright, we even see an area over here where the fur is picking up again, and we want to draw muscle like right over there, and then we want to draw muscle over here. He has, this is part of his butt. Then we have it like it goes down like this, and we can draw in his first leg right over there. I hope you guys can see it clearly. I think I might have even made it a little bit too skinny. So like I said, make sure you put your muscles in pretty big, because Kong is pretty big. I think his chest muscle is supposed to go like this, and then it's supposed to go like this. So this looks a little bit more accurate in my opinion. And don't worry, because later on we are going to go back in and we are going to erase it and make everything look better. And I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. I'm just because my reference is not my reference is basically a toy, which is from the movie Kong Skull Island, so it's not accurate to the one in Godzilla vs. Kong, but I've seen some reference photos of Godzilla vs. Kong, so I'm pretty sure that I can apply those changes that I saw into the drawing. So now we want to have a knee joint right there, and then this would be this lower area of his foot, or his leg, and his foot would go something like this. Not sure if you guys can see it clearly. Again, yeah, you can. Alright, that's fine. Alright, and this foot is angled a little bit more like this, or this leg, I mean. It's angled a little bit more like this, and then his knee would be right there, and we would see the same sort of effect. But this foot is a little bit further back, so it looks a little bit differently. But these are the basic sketch lines that you would need to draw Kong. So now you want to draw his fist over here. So his fist, to do that is you just draw a line like this. So it needs to be like, it is three-dimensional, so we're gonna keep that in mind. And we want to draw a line that goes like this, a line that goes like this, and then over here will be his thumb. So there we have the basic shape for a fist. So we could see his shoulder right here, and it sort of disappears behind his chest muscles. So now what we could do is we wanna get the right pose for his arm, and that's about right over there. So alright, so his arm kind of reappears over here. Well, maybe a little bit differently, it's angled a little bit different. Alright, so I'm gonna make his arm appear a little bit higher than the reference shows, because I sort of messed up apparently. His belly is supposed to angle out even more, like this, because I did not draw it in the right kind of pose. So you can see a little bit more of his arm right there, and then we see his arm reappearing right here. And again, you want to draw a cylindrical shape to show that this is a three-dimensional shape. You want to draw a triangle connected to this, like this. And now we want to draw a finger right here. We want to draw a finger right there, and we want to draw one more finger right there. And now we want to get his thumb in, like that. So that's how you draw his hand over here. So yeah, you can see part of his big muscle coming out right there, and then this muscle I keep erasing, but that's just to refine everything a little bit and get it right. But that's okay, you can erase as many times as you like. Let's see if this is about right. So I would say his left arm is a little bit too long, or is it? I'm not sure if it's the right shape and everything. No, his hand is done right, but I'm not sure about everything else. Alright, this would be about fine. I just kind of messed up with this arm, and I'm not sure what's wrong with it. So Let's see how long we've been drawing for. All right, we've been drawing for 22 minutes. So I'm gonna do some areas in time lapse, and it's still gonna be easy to follow it, but it's gonna be in time lapse, just a few tiny parts. Well, let's first just get this arm right, because I know something isn't right. And if you see that if you made a very big mistake, you need to go and fix it right away, because otherwise it's just gonna look silly, and you'll never be happy with it. Alright, so I actually finished the drawing, but I wanted to go back and erase the part that I didn't like, which was his hand, because his other arm, because I made it way too long. So I'm just gonna redraw this tiny little bit, because he has a very big hand, and his hand should not be confused with his arm. And I kind of messed up, because I thought that his hand was supposed to be a little bit farther out. So this looks a lot better in my opinion. And make sure you just follow the full tutorial, do everything as I have said it, but the only difference is going to be that you actually changed the length of his arm to look more like this instead of what it looks like in my version. So make sure your version is going to look a little bit more like this version. All right. So with that said, pretty sure this looks a lot better than the original. So make sure you do everything, like I said, do everything according to the tutorial except for this, because this part will be added in somewhere in the middle of the drawing. Alright, so enjoy the rest of the video. So I'm gonna erase everything, I'm gonna go over everything, and that's gonna be in time lapse. Maybe, you know what, we don't have to go in time lapse, to be honest, because this video is pretty short for where we stand right now. It didn't take me a very long time to draw all of this, but there's gonna be a lot of fur, and to add the fur, you need to edit immediately after you erase. So, by the way, his muscles look different than how we've drawn them, but we're gonna go into that later. Alright, so you want to have this ear sticking out. We want to remember that he has an ear right there, and it's gonna stay there even though we're gonna add some fur, as well as his eyes. We want to get his eyes in right now. So his eyes are not very big, but he sort of has an eye eye carcass or whatever you call it right here. His nostrils are actually triangular shaped, sort of. Alright, and now his fur already starts around here. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna draw a couple of protruding pieces of hair coming out. I'm not gonna go into too much of detail, but just a couple of them. He also has some detail on his mouth as well. So we could put it in when we're talking about all of this detail. He has a lot of wrinkles coming from his mouth, and you have to make sure that you follow the line of three-dimensional shape in the drawing. And on the bottom of the hairs on his beard, it's gonna be a lot darker because it's more facing down and the sun is about somewhere over there. So just goes all the way up until his ear right there. And then over here we have his cheekbone, but his cheekbone is also covered in fur. His fur sort of stops right there, about over here, his close to his eye. And this is actually how you can distinguish the Kong from Skull Island, from the movie Skull Island, and the Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong. He has a lot of wrinkly lines right here. And his eyebrows are very big and pronounced. And we're just gonna continue on drawing his fur. And I'm not sure how long this video is gonna be. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys would really love to know how to draw this. So we're just gonna go in and I'm gonna do the best I can to draw Kong. I mean, I've practiced a lot, so I should be able to. muscle right over there, and I'm just kind of drawing the lines to where the muscles kind of separate from each other. So just drawing a line right here to show that this area is in front of that area. All we have to do now is put the fur in and put in some shadowing. So I think this part is gonna be fully time-lapse because there's not much to explain, but I will try. First I'm gonna refine this hand a little better because it's not really how I would like it to be. Still not really what I would like it to be. I mean, it doesn't, I mean, you can just keep it like this. Doesn't really matter too much. Let me just put these lines over there. Something like that. That's the easiest way. Alright. We are at the part where we can add some fur, and of course we want to add the shadows as well. We want to have as much shadow and cast shadows for his muscles as we can, so his muscles will be very, very pronounced. There's gonna be some shadow over here as well. is a cast shadow coming from over there, from this muscle. You can sort of see. So we can just add fur over these areas to give it more sense of that it has a little bit more detail. He even has fur on his fists. And what you would want to do is you want to make it so that every hair goes in the direction that his muscles go. So keep in mind the three-dimensional shape of Kong. Also, there's going to be a lot of shadow underneath his chin, obviously. And even cast a shadow about over there. We want to make the eye circuits of carcasses. I'm not sure how to pronounce it or what it's called exactly, but we need to make them a little darker because in the Godzilla vs. Kong movie they look very dark. There are gonna be a lot of lines and wrinkles on them as well, just to sort of pronounce his emotion. Alright, so that's how to draw Kong. If you liked the video, leave a like, comment below what you think about the video and the drawing in general, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you won't miss a single video. So this was Dinosaur Drawer, and goodbye.